just came out here. I was gonna go to the barn to get the baby chicks. I guess they're not really the babies anymore since we have the other babies. And I didn't have my phone out fast enough, but I just got this new feeder or planter box, and I did get a hummingbird feeder that's over there. And there was a hummingbird just hanging out in there. It was so cool, and it was so close to me, and I was like, oh, don't move, don't move. So the goal is today is the chickens, the older ones, so they're actually 5 weeks old. They're living in the barn right now, and every day I put them in a box and I take them all the way over here to their outside coop. So I'm going to eventually train them how to walk and follow me to the coop so I don't have to pick them up every day, but that's what we're doing right now. So come along. Also, I wanted to say, how cool are these boots? So every day I go and get them from here. I will also put links down below from all the people that we watched to how to do this baby chick thing. Homesteady, we watched a lot of their videos. Becky the chicken lady, I don't know if you can really see because of the glare. The shirt that I have on right now is from Roots and Refuge. We watched a lot of their videos. So I don't want to invent the wheel and show you exactly what to do because those people have really amazing YouTube channels already on how to do everything. So this is our barn where the chickens live. And this is kind of just storage area right now, but all the awesome stuff that the old owners, Jim and Cheryl, left behind. Good morning! Are we ready to go outside? So these are our big ones. Like I said, these ones are 5 weeks old now, whereas the babies that we just got are only 3 days old. So the one that's standing up on the top there is Katniss. She's the big one. And then the rooster is right there. That's Finnick. And then Prim and Effie are inside the box there. So I'm gonna gather them up and take them out to the outside coop. Right, so I have all the babies in this Tupperware container and we walk them out to their outside coop. I think I said in my last vlog, in the first one, if you guys watched that. So Chris and I bought this farm in October with no plans of getting wildlife and farm animals, and here we are. But the main reason down there, we can go down there a little bit, is there's a cabin in Caboose. And so I stayed there as a kid. My aunt and uncle were traveling in the military and they came up for my sister's graduation and they needed somewhere to stay. So we actually stayed in there, which is really cool. And then here we are, I think it's like 12 years later, and I own the property. And so that's the main reason, well, not the main reason, but definitely one of the perks of why we bought this property. With COVID-19 happening this year, our rentals are kind of all over the place. We have had 9 cancellations, but I just opened it up yesterday to Maine folks, and I have 6 new reservations that we previously wouldn't have had. So we're kind of doing the Airbnb thing, and now I guess we're getting into homesteading. Chris actually made these really awesome flower and garden vegetable beds. The one that's directly behind me is a strawberry bed that we got strawberries from my dad. That is Belly. She was our rescue from Paws, and we can go, I'll do a whole thing about her later, but so you guys can get used to our wildlife here. And then we cut our own firewood, and when I say we, I mean Chris. So Chris has been doing that, and that's his firewood stack up there. So we'll let these guys out and continue on the day. This is our outside coop. This was all here from the previous owners. What we did is we re-fenced all of this, and again, by when I say we, I mean Chris. So he re-fenced everything. We painted the coop, gave it a fresh new makeover. Chris made those steps. We've had this old drying rack that was here from Jim and Cheryl, the previous owners. Cut that up and made it like a roost for them. We got some dirt in there yesterday so that they can do their dirt bath, but they really love it out here. You can kind of see right here, we put some fishing line up. Again, we watched a lot of YouTube videos from the link below, and I'll make sure to post that so that anyone that's interested in raising chickens and what you need to do. they told us that if you have an outside coop, especially like where we live, there are some bigger excuse me, prey, some birds that could definitely swoop in and get these guys. So if you put the fishing line down, it helps with them not diving down because their wings could get caught in it. So it'll save the babies from getting eaten. But they'll stay out here. I usually try to bring them out by noon. It's 11:45 right now. So pretty on par with that, what I've been doing the last couple days. And they will stay out here until about 7:30, just depends on the weather. But they just forage around, kind of just hang out. They do enjoy it. Sometimes from the house, so you can see from the kitchen window, right up where Belly is, that window there is the kitchen. And sometimes I can't see them, but they're actually going underneath this door. They like to huddle up in there. So we'll let them be out here for the day. And we'll check back in later. So this is our spoiled princess, Miss Belly. We got her a swimming pool, and then we set up this hut for her because she really loves being outside, but it was a little bit too hot for her yesterday. You get something in your eye? Yeah, the buggies bother you, huh? So we set up this tent for her so that she can be outside and cool down, and she loves it, don't you? Yeah, you good pooch. She is our big love bug. She definitely thinks that she's a lap dog. So a little bit about Belly is my sister and brother-in-law Evan and Alana. They have a dog named Harla, and they got Harla from Paws, which is a shelter in Camden. So Alana and Evan have had Harla for almost 2 years, and they were thinking about getting Harla a friend. And Chris and I were like, we don't have time for a dog right now. Chris is a physical therapist by trade, but he currently has a job with an assisted living facilities. He actually started 23 assisted living facilities. Well, he didn't start the living assisted, so the living assisted facilities are already there. He went in and put physical therapy outpatient services into these buildings. So he has been gone for pretty much 2 years. He'll come home. He was coming home like one week every 2 to 3 months. So he wasn't here very often. So I didn't want to get a dog because I was working my full-time job and it was just a lot. So anyways, we decided to go with Alana and Evan to Paws to just check out the dogs. And this dog was sitting in the back and she just was calling to me. And I have always said, I don't want a big dog. I don't want a big dog. And I ended up getting the biggest dog out there. But her story is she's from Texas. She was found on a beach called Belly Lane, or that was the road of the beach that she was found on. And she was shipped up here to Maine, and she bounced around from foster home to foster home. So how they do it here is that you can take a pet home for 3 days for like a sleepover to see if she is compatible with you and your family. And at the end of the 3 days, if it doesn't work out, you can just bring them back and no harm, no foul. So Belly was taken on 6 overnights. And then on her 7th overnight, she was adopted. So the people that had her were living in Islesboro, which you have to go back and forth on a ferry to get to Islesboro. So she's a guard dog by trait, and being bounced around, she didn't really have the greatest manners. You'll probably hear her barking because she's a guard. And she was barking at people on the ferry, obviously, and the people returned her. So when we saw her, she had just been returned from the people in Islesboro, but she's so sweet and lovey, and just look at that face. I mean, maybe I'm biased, but anyway, so we decided that we were gonna try to take Belly home for a sleepover and see how it worked out, because we had 2 cats at the time, and I was nervous. Like, the cats were my whole world. And I had a cat named Lily, and she ended up, we had to put her down because she had throat cancer, and her sister Bella we had to put down 4 months prior because she had stomach cancer, which is really sad. But anyways, so I knew that Lily wasn't doing well, and I didn't want to stress her out, so I was kind of nervous to bring this big beast home. So it turns out Belly doesn't really like stairs, so it was perfect. She stayed downstairs, the cat stayed upstairs, and the 3 days went by so fast, and we knew that she needed to be part of our family. So this is Belly. You'll probably see a lot more of her because she is our pride and joy. And then our other cat, Ashley, we got when my uncle passed a couple years ago. We took his cat in because we didn't want her going anywhere else. So that's how we got Ashley. So we have Ashley the cat, Belly the dog, and then all of our baby chickens. So I think that's it for our animals. Should we go show them the cabin and Caboose? She likes field trips, so we'll walk down there so you guys can see. All right, so something else that's really cool about our property is it actually came with all of these awesome apple trees. This one's a pear tree, and we just purchased 2 peach trees from a farm in Monroe, which is about 30 minutes, I think, from us. So we put them in right there. I literally mowed the lawn 4 days ago, and you wouldn't even know. So I had to mow again. And Chris and I got a tractor, which you'll hear from Chris in a little bit on his tractor experience, only having it for a couple of days. Yeah, we have a lot of property to mow. The tractor is going to help out a lot with all of the wood that we have to do. So our primary source of heat is we have one wood stove. It came out of a ski lodge. So the wood stove heats our whole house. Upstairs is an oven. So I was comfortable all winter long. We do have a small monitor heater that we're using right now because we don't want to start off the wood stove when it's not needed. It's only needed, for a couple hours during the day. So our main source of heat is firewood. And what do you smell? And so Chris and I have 20 acres, and he is learning how to cut down trees, haul them out of the woods, split them up using the splitter, and then obviously stacking them. What do you smell? She's so funny. She's like, I smell something here, Mom. Anyway, so we got the tractor because we have a lot of property, and we have a nice F-150, and I didn't want Chris driving that truck into the woods and banging it up because it's not a farm truck. So we got the tractor, and that will help out. Like I said, you'll hear from Chris and his adventures with the tractor.
Lions roaring in the morning sun, searching for a longer day. People feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Birds chirping and I hear my name.
So you live and you learn here on the farm. I've got bugs flying all over me. Sorry. Bugs flying over me, and the tractor's stuck in the mud. Well, sometimes things happen that frustrates you beyond belief, and it's just part of this type of life. Homesteading, living on the land. Sometimes days throw at you situations where you feel like a failure, but really the situation after you process it is just an opportunity to learn. I've been processing it's 3:23 in the afternoon. This happened at 9 this morning. I've had a brand new New Holland 40 horsepower tractor for 3 days. Got delivered Friday night, and it's Sunday, not even 3 days. And yesterday used it all day. It was awesome. Great tool. Feel so blessed to have something that can help us out so much around the farm and in the woods. And it's spring, so the ground is soft here in Maine. But I was able to take the tractor into the woods and bush hog some stuff and and pushed some brush around, you know, getting used to the tractor. Got the tractor stuck. So I've been working on and off all day to try to get it unstuck. It's too wet of ground for me to take the truck back there. I took it back a little bit. I got a bunch of crushed stone. It was the only idea that I had left, and I carried bag by bag of crushed stone to try to get some traction under the tires, because it is about 2 feet deep in mud, and didn't even see it coming, and it happened, and I got stuck, and now the tractor's stuck. So I don't know what I'm gonna do to get it out. I've done everything in my power. I'm gonna have to rely on somebody else, which I'm not great at. Ask for some help, and you learn from these mistakes, but it sure makes you feel like a failure sometimes. But hopefully we can get the tractor out and I can continue to use it. And my biggest fear is that we've damaged it, or I damaged it somehow. And you know, if it's damaged, that's why you put insurance on it. But I'm pretty frustrated, and that's the type of day it's been today.
So what you're seeing right now is our neighbor Lightning coming to pull Chris out of the woods with his skidder. Here's the Caboose. Fun fact about, I guess, the whole story with it is that so Jim and Cheryl are the previous owners. You'll hear me probably talk about them quite often. So they had all this land, and they knew that they wanted to do something to have down in the back of their property for family and friends that are coming to visit. And so they were kind of scheming. They didn't know exactly what they wanted to do, and they were out driving around, as people do in Maine. I'm just gonna hook up Belly, so bear with me. They were out driving around, and they saw this caboose, and they're like, that's kind of weird. Sorry, again, hooking up Belly. And they noticed that there was a for sale sign on the caboose, and it didn't look like this. It was actually yellow and kind of worn down. And they called the number that was on the for sale sign, and they asked, okay, what's the story with the caboose? And the lady had told them that that she had won this caboose in a card game, a hand of poker, and she lost her motorcycle to the caboose, and that her boyfriend was really mad at her, and so she needed to sell it. So they talked about it and decided to get it, and then they had to figure out, okay, how are we going to get this train caboose to its final resting area? So they got in contact with a guy that moves house trailers, and he's like, yep, sure, I'm up for that challenge. So Jim, he was former military engineer, and he actually built these custom tracks that she lays on. Really cool. And then they did all of the renovations inside, so we'll go inside and check that out, because I know a lot of people are curious. So they did all of that, and then after they got the caboose all up and ready, they did the cabin. So I'll show you what that looks like. So we rented out. We opened it in the end of April this year, just because of winter went a little bit longer. And we will close it down at the end of October, because the water lines are very exposed under here. So they wouldn't last, they would freeze during wintertime. All right, so this is what it looks like when you walk inside. There's a little dining room table, kitchen area. We have all the things for cooking whatever you might need. This was actually a painting that a former guest had left, or sorry, actually it's a drawing, not a painting, sorry, that a former guest had done and mailed to them. All the plates are there. Can you hear that noise? Sounds like there's a mousey in the wall. that's great. But all of this fun stuff. And a bathroom. And it has a shower as well. And this is the cool part, the little cupola here. So you can actually come up here and you can look out. And there's one on the other side as well. Look at these fun boots. And then in here there is 2 sets of bunk beds. And we're all ready for our next guests that come on June 1st. So this is the Caboose, and we'll go see the cabin. It's so peaceful out here. And our little pond that you can kind of see. There was a little beaver dam on the back side. We probably can't see it from here, but we had a really bad snowstorm and it actually broke the dam. Yeah, you can't see it from here. So the water level is actually really far down, which is kind of a bummer, but big deck. It's very relaxing to come out here. I actually have pictures sitting in this chair when I think I was 19. So we'll go in the front door so that you guys can get a better experience, I guess. I need to repaint this, but you know when you just see things and it speaks to you, we saw that and it spoke to me. Same with this. So when you walk inside, you get hit right in the face with the smell of wood and cabin. And this is a working fireplace. And we weren't going to put a TV in, but we decided, you know, we have to get with the times. But it does not have Wi-Fi down here right now. And then the bathroom. And then this is a painting that another former guest did. And I figured, well, better way to display it than in here. So we have a queen bed, and then upstairs in the loft area is 2 more beds, but I'll show you what it looks like. And you gotta watch your head. My mom put that leaf there because I've banged it, or we've all kind of banged it a couple times. So all of this stuff, Jim and Cheryl left for us, which was awesome because they had no need for any of it. So that's what the loft looks like. Pretty cool. So this whole thing sleeps 8 people, which is really cool because a lot of families that we've been getting have like 3 or 4 kids, and obviously that's hard to get that many people in a hotel room. So why wouldn't you stay here? And that's our little slice in the woods. So I'm showing Chris our vlog and Belly's watching it. It's so cute. I'm putting together the vlog that you just watched and totally forgot to close out yesterday. So baby chicks are all doing well. This morning they are all alert, happy, and eating. So we'll continue today's vlog for next week, but I decided to give you a bonus vlog since the farm tour kind of took a lot longer than I thought it was going to. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for sticking with us. If you're new, welcome. We'll do this again next week. So we'll see you later.